Today, we pause to honor those who paid the ultimate price defending this country. Thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day. I'm Kim Chapman.
And I'm Kelly Curtin. This is News Channel 9 Skycam video you can see there of the ceremony at the Chattanooga National Cemetery. Hundreds came out to pay their respects this morning. And Josh Rowe joins us there live today. We'll look at the tribute. Josh.
Kim and Kelly, I want to show you a little bit of all the work that they do to get ready for this event. They put out 50,000 of these American flags all over the cemetery in front of these grave markers. Boy Scout groups, volunteers took thousands of people to do this. 50,000 more than that of these flags here. These bigger flags, this is called the Avenue of Flags. They put these out every year. They're along all of the roads inside the cemetery. Just a great touch. They do this every year, Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Behind us is the pavilion. Hours ago, there was an event here. It was packed for Memorial Day. Today, hundreds of people gathered in the midday heat to honor the men and women who died in service to our country. We're always ready for the call. Veterans groups, Gold Star families, local leaders, and a lot more came to Chattanooga National Cemetery to honor the fallen.
Memorial Day is the day that we set aside as a nation to honor the men and women who paid and made the ultimate sacrifice. They died while wearing the uniform of the United States of America.
Today's guest speaker, Deputy Undersecretary for the National Cemetery Administration, Richard Chandler. He visited here recently and wanted to be here for Memorial Day.
It's a time to reflect, and this is not Veterans Day. This is a time to reflect on those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice and remember them and try to remember them past today.
After the ceremony, many stayed to visit loved ones who were buried here, some who died in combat and others who passed on years later. Andy Irwin's husband came home from Vietnam in 1970. He came back with service-related PTSD.
We had been married for 13 days when he left for Vietnam, and when he came home from Vietnam, we knew that he had PTSD, the nightmares and everything else that he was having.
This is the first Memorial Day since Mr. Irwin passed. She says she felt she had to be here today.
He passed away 11 months ago, and this being my first Memorial Day without him was kind of difficult. It was hard to handle.
James Edward Irwin, he has an incredible story. Like she said, he came on in 1970, had PTSD. He was still able to get some advanced degrees, became a preacher, and was a big part of his community for a long time. Passed away about 11 months ago. You also saw on that gravestone the coins that are on there. Now, if you see a penny on a headstone there, that means that a loved one has visited. A nickel means that someone went to boot camp with that veteran. A dime means they served with the veteran, and a quarter means that they were there when they fell. I made this point earlier today at noon. This part of the cemetery, this group of headstones, a year ago, last Memorial Day, maybe half this many were here, and we're seeing a lot here that were buried over the last year or so. James Lucas here was buried here in June of 2018. Percy Dwayne Ross was buried here October. So some folks here who, it's a really good reminder of just how quickly we're losing those Vietnam era veterans as well.